All right, okay, I got it. All right, thank you so much. Housekeeping rules. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us this morning. It always put a smile to my face to see you all safe and hopefully dry from yesterday's storm. On behalf of my fellow staff senators, I want to welcome you all to this morning's meeting. Now, to help kick off our meeting, I'd like to welcome two amazing staff from our UREC. Faye and Maggie was here. Ladies, can you let us know what we will be doing before we get down to business this morning?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Faye. I'm the Fitness and Wellness Coordinator for University Recreation. And this morning we have Molly with us. She's going to lead us through a quick seated stretch. Before we do that, I'd like to present a quick waiver form. If you allow me to share my screen, I'll be able to do that real quick.
Are you able to share, Miss Faye, or no?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Becca, can you please give Faye sharing permission, please? I don't know. She has the one to do it. Do you have it or not yet?
Yeah.
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
Madam President, I was hoping to get, who am I giving?
Faye,
Margaret, Faye? Okay, Faye.
thank you.
Okay. She should be good now. Sorry.
All right. So if everybody can see my screen, give me a quick thumbs up.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we're going to get started with our seated stretch presented by University Recreation Fitness and Wellness Department. Today we have with us Molly. She's a fitness instructor. She teaches yoga and meditation. And if you want to real quick read through these through the virtual instruction release of liability. This is an optional activity. So just make sure that you're in a safe space at home if you're going to be participating in this. And you can give us a thumbs up if you agree. And let's get started with our stretch session.
Great. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, I'm Molly. I've been teaching yoga for 4 years now, so I'm really excited to be here. And this is just going to be a simple seated stretch. So you really just have to be seated down, and that's about it. So we're going to start with some neck stretches. Just start by sitting up nice and tall. Make sure you're not rounding your spine or anything. And we're going to start by letting our left ear fall toward the left shoulder. Option to bring your left arm around the head or your right arm out toward the right side. We're going to take slow, deep breaths here, breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. If it's ever too much, you can just release your hands and focus on the neck stretch. 1, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, and come back to center. Same thing this time, our right ear will fall toward the right side. Option to bring your right arm around your head, maybe your left arm out toward the left side. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5, we'll release. Make sure your legs are not crossed, they're just flat on the floor. Now we're going to take our chin into the chest. Option to use your arms to bring your head inward, but remember the neck's a really delicate area, so we never want to strain anything in yoga. We're just here to open up and relax. So take another few breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Last one. Exhale, release, and we're gonna look up just for one breath. Exhale back to center. So it's really important to link your breath with your movement. Otherwise, we're basically just stretching. We're not doing yoga. So now we're gonna bring our gaze as far as we can to the left side. Chin is parallel to the left shoulder. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll release, come back to center. Get ready to do the other side. So opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale back to center. Just make some slow big circles with your head here at your own pace. Inhale, opposite direction. And we'll come back to center. This time, bring your hands on your shoulders. Drop your shoulders when you're ready. And again, if I'm ever going too slow or fast, go at your own pace. Here, we're gonna bring the elbows in, up, exhale, back and down. So basically, just going at our own pace, making big circles with the shoulders, staying with your breathing. And on your next inhale, opposite direction. Last couple breaths here. And when we're ready, we'll release. Good. We're going to start to stretch out the legs. So start by bending your left leg. Bring it across your right, just like this. Great. So this is kind of a seated variation of a pose called reclined pigeon. It's got lots of variations, seated pigeon. So here, all you're going to want to do, keep the leg bent, hands to the heart, and fold down. So you should feel a tiny stretch here in your hip. We'll stay here a few breaths. 1, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, and 5. We'll come all the way up. Uncross the legs, shake them out. This time we'll do the other one. Good. So right leg over the left, and just slowly fold down. 1, 2, keep your head heavy. 3, 4, and 5. We'll release. Take your legs out. Good job. Here we're just going to do a quick twist. So twist behind your chair. 1, 2, 3, and we'll release opposite direction. 1, 2, 3. And slowly come back to center. Good. So this is about just a quick little demo. And once you do any sort of yoga practice, I recommend ending with just a few, at least a few breaths.
Content is a
Meditating,
business asset that we
breathing
use.
slowly.
Product, sell a service, change.
So, sorry. But yeah, again, I'm Molly. We have classes at the UREC Fitness Center. And right now they're Mondays at 6 p.m., 6 to 6:30. So let me know if you have any other questions. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ladies. How is everybody feeling?
Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Now that we're all nice and limber, let's go ahead. And the first order of business is approving our meeting minutes from the month of April. Staff senators, you should have already reviewed these meeting minutes. If there are no questions or concerns, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Any of you staff senators can make a motion to approve the April minutes.
I motion that we approve the April minutes.
Thank you very much, Ms. Teresa. A second?
I second.
That was Ms. Millie. Thank you, Millie. Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? All those who approve or in favor of approving the April meeting minutes, say aye or raise your hand or type it on the chat, staff senators.
Aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. April meeting minutes have been approved. I apologize. I have not been able to email that to you all, but it will be coming along with the recording of this morning's meeting in our brand new UTRGV Staff Senate YouTube channel. We have one already. We are working on uploading meeting minutes as well as other videos that we've had on there. Thank you so much, everybody. This morning, I am very pleased to welcome our first speakers, Ms. Amanda Quintanilla and Priscilla Palacios. Ladies, you have the floor.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Let me share the PowerPoint so we can get started. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, we're good.
Yes.
All right, go for it, Amanda.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. I am Amanda Quintanilla, Victim Services Specialist with UTRGV Police Department. Thank you for joining us. Some of you might know us and know what we do. Some of you might not. So welcome. And I hope you all get some great information from our presentation today. So just so you all are aware, okay, our police department is on both campuses in Edinburgh and in Brownsville. A little bit about our police department divisions. We have our patrol division that would consist of our uniformed officers. They are in units, so that means that they're driving around campus, patrolling, they're walking around campus, or they're on their bicycles. All of our officers are commissioned officers, so they have been to a police academy. They are always on campus, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They work weekends, they work holidays, they're always working. And we have our public safety officers. Those are our security officers. They are PSOs as well on campus, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Those are the officers that are going to be wearing white on top and then dark pants on the bottom. We have our criminal investigation division, which consists of CID. That would be 2 detectives and 1 sergeant. And then that's where I fall under for victim services. They are in charge of investigating any sort of criminal incident that is occurring on campus, and of course, at times assisting agencies off campus as well. We have our professional standards unit, which consists of community engagement officers. So if anybody's ever participated in one of the active shooter presentations, that is one of the officers that would be conducting that. And then also our communications and our dispatch. We have our training division. The officers are always up to date on any sort of training that is mandatory. And our canine unit, which would be our dogs in Brownsville and in Edinburgh. So a little bit about me and victim services. So you all are aware, I am holding the victim's hand from the beginning to the end, whether there is a crime on campus, off campus, or if at times they just have questions or concerns, they don't know what to do. Making sure that they have the right tools, the right resources at their fingertips. Also, besides working with victims, whether it's students, staff, or faculty, which is really important for everybody to be aware of, because a lot of times people think I only work with students. It is students, staff, and faculty. There are also a lot of awareness events that we participate in at the police department, especially victim services and community engagement, and we'll get to that at a later slide. But so that you all are aware, the information that that I'm providing the victim is to help with different sort of supportive measures. If they need class schedules that need adjusting because there's a stalking incident, if they have a court hearing, I'll be working with different departments on campus, whether it's a lot of collaboration between OVAP or Title IX or the health clinic and so forth. If at times maybe, just so that you all are aware of the different sorts of issues that come through our office with me working with the victims would be stalking, harassment, sexual assault, sometimes homelessness, or maybe on the brink of. So again, working with so many different types of students or staff or faculty, and just making sure that they're safe, of course, our top priority, but also their ultimate goal, like Priscilla and I have always just said, their ultimate goal is to graduate. If it's our students, and to keep everybody safe. So a lot of collaborating and working together, making referrals, whether it's to campus departments or off-campus departments. I work closely with the district attorney's office, whether it's in Cameron County or Hidalgo County, with the victims unit, with the district attorneys for different reasons. A lot of other agencies have crime victim liaisons as well. So I work closely with them. If at any point a victim has a case, maybe in Edinburgh or Mission Police Department or somewhere, there's a lot of collaboration there and a lot of back and forth. So sort of like I'm the go-to, the in-between, the liaison for a little bit of everything. One of the things that we do review is a safety plan. And in case anybody doesn't know what a safety plan is, for example, let's say somebody is a victim of stalking. Well, then what we're going to do, because we have to remember that every case is different, everybody is different. So it has to be tailored to that specific individual. So if somebody is a victim of stalking, we're going to have a meeting and we're going to discuss, okay, we're going to discuss social media. We're going to talk about your work schedule, your routes to and from work, if you work, any sort of class schedule. And we're going to be sure that, of course, ultimately that you're safe and whatever it is that we can do to be sure that you're on alert for so many different things. And of course, it's from A to Z, covering a little bit of everything, whether it's bank statements, passwords, emails, it's just a variety of things. Victims' rights. It's so important that people that are victims of crime, if they have a case at the district attorney's office, if there's a case at any other police agency, that they're aware that they have rights. They need to know about victim impact statements. They need to know about if they have a case, if they're going to have a protective order hearing and they're too afraid or anxious or nervous to go into the courtroom, that they have a right as a victim to be in a secured area away from that person. There are just so many things that people are unaware of that we discuss in detail, making sure that they're aware of everything. And at times Noelle and Priscilla and I have discussed how we review everything and then it's so much information that we have to review it again. And that's okay. That's what we're here for. We want to be sure that we are able to give you all the information needed. So that's just one of the things. Also, we have crime victim compensation, which is CVC. If you are a victim of a crime and you are being cooperative with the case that's being investigated, then maybe let's say, for example, you were the victim of some sort of assault and you paid out of your own pocket for medical bills. Well, let's see if we can apply for CVC so that you can get that, that money back in your pocket, because these things can be very expensive. We also need to realize that as victims, a lot of times, even myself, we watch a lot of TV. So we think we know everything from watching like Law and Order SUV, and it doesn't happen like that. So one of the things that Priscilla and I will always tell our victims or the people that we're working with is, okay, this is going to be a long process. It's a tedious process, but we are here to help you. We're going to hold your hand and be sure that you have all the information that you need. One of the other resources available for victims is VINE, which is Victim Information Notification Every Day. If you're the victim of a crime and the perpetrator or respondent is arrested, if you register for VINE, you're able to get alerts. He or she, they were arrested. You'll get an alert if they're in jail and they have to end up in the infirmary, if they're released. So it's all these great updates. And then protective order information. I come from the district attorney's office. I was an advocate there working closely with protective orders. So I know the ins and the outs and everything that it entails. So a lot of times OVAP office or Title IX will call me up and say, hey, Amanda, I'm going to refer somebody. They have a protective order or they want a protective order. Can you please help them out? And I'll walk them through everything. And I will say this, that I have a good foot in the door there. So we can kind of put ourselves at the top of the list. And if anybody does have a protective order, because sometimes people get confused between protective orders and restraining orders, but if at any point you do have one, please let us know at the police department so we can have it on file. It's very important because, of course, again, safety is #1 priority. Due to the pandemic, we are all working, most of us are working remotely. A lot of Zoom calls like this, emails back and forth, phone calls, text messages, and so forth. That is how we're conducting sessions right now with anybody that I'm working with. So there's no sort of accompaniment. A lot of police departments have different protocols and policies right now, whether in person or through phone calls or Zoom. So there's no accompaniment, but we'll see what happens in the near future. But as of right now, everything is virtual. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so this is really important. I really hope to encourage you all to please download the Campus Shield app. It has some really great features. It's very user friendly, and you can get it on your Apple phone or your Android. You can report things such as if anonymously through a video, through a picture, through a text. We also have a great feature on this app called Safe Walk. If anybody is ever on campus, again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at any point and you feel unsafe, whether you're getting to campus or leaving campus, take advantage of the Safe Walk little icon, tap it and say, hey, this is Noella and I'm leaving the library and I need a Safe Walk escort to my vehicle. Okay, again, here to assist in any way possible. Our officers are also able to assist with pop lock. So if you lock your keys in the car, they can assist you. So you don't have to spend that $150 to $200, out of your pocket. If your vehicle, if you need a jump start, our officers are there to assist as well. One of the other resources on the Campus Shield app is it has maps, it has resources, so it'll take you straight to the Victim Services Police Department link. It'll take you to the OVAP office, to Students' Rights and Responsibilities, to the health clinic, a variety of places. And the bus schedule, it has maps, and it also has a safety timer, which is kind of neat. So let's say you input three friends of yours, and it's sort of like an alert system to help each other out. So again, I highly encourage you all to please download the Campus Shield app. It's important, it's easy access. Tell everybody about it. And then these are our UTRGV Police Department phone numbers, the non-emergency phone number and the emergency number. And again, always when in doubt, please just dial 911 and then our UTRGV dispatch will be contacted. Social media. So again, I highly encourage you all to please follow us on social media. You will get updates on different events that are occurring on campus, things that are happening at the police department, any sort of news information. We are on Facebook and on Twitter. So again, please follow us. And then this is my contact information, my email, my work line. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, if you'd like us to present to your staff members or to your students, if you have any questions, again, there's the number. Please leave me a voicemail, and we're going to move on to Priscilla. And then afterwards, if anybody has questions, we will answer them.
Amanda, really quick.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How do we access the Campus Shield app?
Through the App Store.
Through the App Store?
Through the,
Okay, so that we just
you type in Campus Shield app, and there's that little, it looks like a little graduation cap, and it's blue, and then it'll have it there.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And now Priscilla is going to,
Hello.
there we go.
Sorry, I was muted. Oh, there's our slide. So good morning, everybody. My name is Priscilla. I am the Associate Director for the Office for Victim Advocacy and Violence Prevention. And you all might be thinking, well, what's the difference between Amanda and Priscilla? Because I do almost the exact same thing that Amanda does when it comes to our students, staff, and faculty. I provide them with information, with resources, with crisis intervention. So somebody is going through a difficult time, they can come to my office, they can receive the services, they can talk to me, and I can guide them. I can explain to them what exactly they can do on our campus, what is available for them off campus. Like Amanda mentioned, we do work a lot, really closely with the different departments on campus, as well as community resources. So I'm very well connected to Mujeres Unidas, Family Crisis Center, Friendship of Women. If we know a lot of our students live off campus, so we do refer them a lot to our community resources to make sure that they are able to get to that information as needed. Of course, also the little bit different from our office is that we also have an in-house counselor. So we do have a counselor. The only part from our counseling is that it's only available to our students, the counselor directly. If a staff or faculty member is in need of counseling, of course, we do refer back to the Employee Assistance Program. We do find them the resources that they can go to in the community that they can use, whether with their insurance or without their insurance. So we do guide them in that direction, in that space. And we're able to get them to that type of resource as needed. And of course, all of our resources, all of our information is free and confidential. So that's another difference between me and Amanda, is that I am completely confidential. So we all know we have this new law that went into Texas called SB 212, where it requires and mandates all our staff and faculty to report someone who has disclosed domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, or stalking. I am exempt. My office, counseling, and health services are exempt from this rule, this policy, this law, for the reason being that we hold confidentiality. So of course, we also have to take an effect if they disclose any type of abuse to a child. By law, that we have to report that. To an elder or to somebody with a debilitating disability, we have to report those incidences. Other than that, if you have a student, if you have a staff member, coworker who is going through an incident, you're just like, I don't know who to call, I don't know what to do. I know I have this thing where I have to report, but I'm just not aware of how to do that process. Give me a call, give our office a call. We are able to guide you through that and tell you, okay, yes, you do need to report this to Title IX. No, you do not need to report this to Title IX, or these are the processes that you have to take. And it's very important to remember that, because sometimes, like I said, you have a student who will disclose this information to you and you kind of just like, I don't know what to do. That's what we're here for. We're here to guide you. We're here to provide you that information. And we do keep it confidential. Now, we do report aggregate numbers to our Title IX office, but we do not report the actual information itself. We do keep that confidential, and we do not disclose that to anybody else on campus without their permission. Now, I know Amanda said we collaborate a lot. Yes, we do collaborate a lot, and we do get those permission, those releases to talk to Amanda's office, to talk to student rights responsibilities, to Title IX, because we want to make sure that student, like Amanda says, graduates at the end of the year. It's very important for us to understand that we want to make sure that the student gets the information they need. We have connected them, and we will connect them to various offices. I have worked with financial aid, with housing, with different people on campus to make sure that our students are well taken care of or get that information they need to continue their educational studies. So of course, we call ourselves victim advocates, and this is just some information on the victim advocate. Just like I said, we are confidential. We don't provide any judgment at all. When you're in my office, if you've ever talked to me before, or if you have somebody who has come talk to us before, you will know the first thing I tell you is, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you you're right or wrong, or you're doing the right thing or wrong thing. That's not my job. If you want somebody to tell you that judgmental phrase, go to your friends and family. I guarantee you they will be the first ones to tell you whether you're right or wrong. That's not my job. My job is to listen to you, to pay attention to what's going on. Even if you don't want me to talk, because I've had that happen where the student will come in and say, I don't want you to tell me anything. I just need to talk to you. That is what I'll do. I will sit there. I will hear you out. I will be able to tell you afterwards, okay, let's see what we can do. Let's safety plan, like Amanda said. We will sit there and talk to them about the situation, how to protect themselves, how to make sure that they can de-escalate situations, sorry, and how to make sure that they're able to get to those resources that they need. They might not take it on the first hand. They might not listen to us in the first go around. Doesn't mean that just because they came, they can't come again. No, we invite them to come back every single time that they need to, or when they need to come to us. If they, like Amanda said, if we need to reiterate the information, we will reiterate the information. That is what we're here for. We want to make sure that they are able to understand what's going to happen from the moment they report either on campus or off campus, to the minute that if they do report it to a legal standpoint, what's going to happen from there on. So they're going to make the report, they're going to go through the police department, they're going to go through the DA's office, they're going to go through court. We make sure that they understand that whole process of what can happen. And like Amanda said, it's not Law and Order SVU, although we wish it was. We wish we had somebody like those detectives who can solve everything in an hour. Unfortunately, that's not the way our legal system works. So we will explain to them, look, no matter if you're still a student or not a student after you graduate, if you need to talk to us, we will not turn anybody away. If you have a friend or family member that needs to talk to us that just doesn't know how to get to that resource, give me a call. I will locate resources for them. I have had different staff members call me and say, hey, I have a family or friend in this state that needs help. I will locate those resources in that state for them. I do not turn anybody away, although we are limited to what we can do because, like I said, our services are to students, staff, and faculty, but we will give you those resources and guidance for those people that need it off of our campus. And of course, we're a critical voice in promoting change. We want to make sure that people are aware that they can speak up. that's one of our main goals behind our office, is that they can speak up. They have somebody to be there as their support system. Sometimes it's very difficult for somebody to say, hey, you know what, I'm going through this situation, or I know somebody going through this situation. I have a mother, I have a father, a sister, a friend, whatever it may be, they're going through this difficult situation. We are here to be able to help guide them through that difficult situation. Maybe try to make that a little bit less stressful for them through that whole process. Nolan, if you need to cut me off, let me know. I can talk. These are our two locations. Of course, we are located in Brownsville and Edinburgh. We're in the north side of the Learning Assistance Center, and of course, the North Office building, formerly known as Booksby. Of course, we are still working remotely. Doesn't mean that we cannot see you in person. So if you do need to reach out, talk to us in person, let me know. Call me, email me, Zoom me, Teams me, whatever platform you have. I'm reachable any which way. If you call my office directly, you will be transferred to our cell phones as well right now also. But if you do need to meet in person, we just ask you that you let us know ahead of time, so that way we can make sure that we are there for the time that you want to meet. Of course, we're also available through social media. So we have our Facebook, we have an Instagram, we have YouTube. You can go to our university website directly. And then, of course, that's my contact information there as well. You can contact me through my email or through our office phone. And then this is just a little bit of stuff that we've done in the past. If you all have heard about Water Cooler Conversations, it's a fairly new recent project that me and Amanda collaborated on. One of the problematic things we had during this pandemic is, of course, continuing to provide this educational awareness and outreach to our students, to our staff, to our faculty. So what we did, we got together and we're like, okay, well, people are at home. We're kind of all zoomed out. We kind of all just, Zoom is just so much now. So we decided to do a little virtual podcast is what we're calling it. We didn't really know what to call it, but we called it Water Cooler Conversations. Every other week, we hold a 30-minute session. We record it live. We have it up on our YouTube. We have it up on both our OVAP page and the University PD pages. And it's 30-minute sessions on different topics. These are just some of the topics that we covered. There are so many more. We have about 15 recorded sessions right now. So if you ever just want to hear, hey, you know what? I need to know more about Vaquero Health. Eddie from was that Eddie? What's it called? We collaborated with Eddie from Student Health, who gave us great information on Vaquero Health, how they're working, what's going on. And of course, because of pandemic, because of us being remotely from home, what services are still available, how to get to those services and how to utilize them. Let me see what else. Oh,
You have a couple of minutes, Ms. Priscilla.
thank you. And
Okay, we're going to go fast.
Go, Amanda.
We'll go fast. So
Yes,
one
we
of the things that Priscilla and I are, we're one of the committees that we're a part of is SART. It's also known as SACURT. It's the Sexual Assault Response Team and the Coordinated University Response and Resource Team. It consists of different representatives from OVAP, from the police department, from the clinic, from SRR, a lot of different places. And one of the policies and procedures, because what we do is we go together to discuss different ways to prevent, for prevention, for awareness. We have the suicide self-harm protocol. So this form you can find on the PD page as well as OVAP. And if you suspect a member of the UCHRTV campus community is in danger to themselves or to harm others, please reach out. This is a phone number to contact, and it has different phone numbers at the bottom. So again, if at any point you have questions, comments, or concerns, if all spells, just report, but these are the phone numbers. Again, this is one of the policies that we all came up together with. And then the other one is,
there you go.
Is the reporting options. So again, if you have questions, this is sort of like a little flow chart, your choices for help, whether it's sexual assault, sexual violence, relationship violence, or stalking. And like, again, it has the little arrows. But again, we're here to help. If you're not sure what to do, report, call, dial 911. But Priscilla's office and my office are here. A little bit about awareness events, like I mentioned earlier. This is a lot of what we do also, besides working with the victims. Every month has a certain topic. January is stalking awareness, it's human trafficking. February is teen dating violence awareness. April is child abuse and sexual assault. May is mental health. Next month is elderly abuse awareness. So what we do is we used to be on campus at a lot of table events and passing out information and having good conversations in person with our campus community. But now a lot is through social media. So again, it's bringing awareness. So maybe you'll get this story of Denim Day on PD's page or OVAP's page, but you'll know about it and you'll participate. So we have April here, some campus friends of ours participated in Denim Day. Last year, we had a Edinburgh-wide, county-wide Elderly Abuse Awareness Month is in June. So we put together a parade through one of the task force that I belong to. And we had law enforcement, we had foster agencies, we had district attorney's office, different, we had the constables. So again, it was a really awesome little drive-by car parade for different facilities in the area, in the Edinburgh area, to bring awareness. And we're working on the next one for next month. And then we have here February, Teen Dating Violence Awareness
sorry.
Month. It's okay. So that's why social media is so important, because we do have so many different awareness events, and you'll learn about them through following us.
And of course, we always like to share resources on campus. We always like to share all the different resources that we hand out. This is just a fraction of what we can give out. We have way more than this. If you like I mentioned, like Amanda mentioned, if you don't know where to go, if you don't know what to do, give us a call, email us. We will be glad to help you out. And then of course, this is to reiterate our information, Amanda's email, my email. Please, 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 the most that we can say is reach out to us. If you're in doubt, give us a call. We will guide you. We will help you. And we will be there to give you as much information as possible. And I know we rushed it and we gave out a lot of information. So again, like we said, please, please, please let us know, reach out to us, and we will present this stuff to your staff in your office, to your students. If you have anybody there, we will give out this information to them all over again. So thank you very much for having us this morning.
Thank you both so much, ladies, for the presentation and for granting our request to share with us everything that you do. I know you both and your teams get to see the kind of the bad and the ugly, but I'm confident that you all shed some positive, very good light in that, and that guiding hands and that helping hands that you have undoubtedly makes every situation a little bit less painful and ugly. So thank you once again for being here. And I know they'll be sticking around. So if any of you have any questions, just feel free to put into the chat, and I'm sure that they'll be happy to address it. Amanda and Priscilla, thank you once again for
Thank you so much for letting us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Moving on to our next speaker. By show of emoji, who's heard of the Tech Ambassadors? If you haven't, well, you're about to hear it from Miss Irma Hermida. You have the floor, ma'am. Tell us all about the Tech Ambassadors.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Irma Hermida, and I'm from Information Technology. We'd like to, I guess, bring awareness to the UTRGV Tech Ambassadors. It's a peer support group. And I was very grateful that the Staff Senate Staff Success Committee reached out to me so that we could bring this to everyone here. So the first thing we want to let you know is that it is, the support group is on Microsoft Teams platform. And if all of you haven't joined the Teams rave here at UTRGV, this is where the cool kids hang out. Everybody, a lot of people are on chat. You can call them and, you know, do different meetings and video chats and all kinds of sharing and collaboration. So that's where things are happening on this platform. If you haven't started using it yet, there is a link here for the Teams online training so you can get started. So we did just a little bit of feedback in case you haven't jumped into Teams yet. Just a little plug. We did ask a lot of people, you know, how they liked working with Teams, and you know, the feedback we received is wonderful. They love some of the apps that are there. They like the emojis. different closed captioning subtitles that the meetings provide. There's just so many features to it. So in case you haven't jumped into Teams yet, I encourage you to do so. So, okay, so now to the UTRGV Tech Ambassador team. So the purpose of this team initiated when we had to transition the entire campus from Skype to Teams. And we wanted to build a support group that, you know, there's a lot of you that are early adopters. Those are the people who just jump into things and they love to poke around and push buttons, and they become a resource to others as well. People reach out to them, they feel comfortable going to them because they always know what's going on and they know where to push or what to do. So we
Irma,
started off by,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you sharing a PowerPoint by any chance?
oh, I am.
Okay, yes. Can we go ahead?
Sorry, I'm so
No, it's
sorry
okay.
about
It's
that.
it looked like you were, but
Yeah, thank
finish
you for
up.
that.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, it's just a quick one. So here, this is
We
where I'm
can't
at.
see your screen.
You can't see it yet?
Not yet. There
Not
we
yet.
go.
There we go. Okay, here we go. Thank you for that.
Yes, of
I
course.
guess I didn't push it all through. Okay, so the purpose of the Tech Ambassador team is, like I said, we wanted to build this group of people who were knowledgeable and that like to poke around and learn about the new things on campus. And those are the people who we relied on to spread the word and support others in joining teams. They started by setting up meetings in Teams instead of Skype, so that people could get used to the platform. So we were very, very grateful for many of you who did that and jumped right in. Teams has been around for more than a year, but those people, we reached out to them because they could help us. So anyone can become a tech ambassador. So that's how the group started. We started back in December when we did the transition, and we are up to 240 members. Now we're going to take this now to the next level, because now we have a good group of people who can support others. So the next step is we want people to join it and come on over and ask a question. We are here for you. We want to answer questions on any of the applications that the university has available. We want to increase usage. We have a lot of resources. We buy enterprise licenses to many software and applications, and a lot of it maybe goes unused because you just don't know how to use it or what it does. So this group, it can help you, navigate through some of the things that some of the applications do. Maybe you have a special case, or you're trying to solve a problem, or how to analyze data, and you just don't know how to do it in Excel, or how to do VLOOKUP or do formulas. There are so many very knowledgeable people that are subject matter experts. They work on these applications all the time, and they would be happy to answer your questions. Now, I do want to stress that this group is not a technical issue support group. If you are having technical issues, we have a wonderful team already, which is they're part of the IT support center, and they're there to support you. It's the people you call at 2020. Those are the people you need to ask about. You're having issues with your printer, you're having issues with your computer, something doesn't work. This is more for usage and figuring out some of the features. I cannot stress that enough. So even though some of them might be able to help you, why isn't your mouse working, or why isn't the camera working, but that's not technically what this group is for. When I started to meet with the committee, they made some suggestions to improve the site. And one of them, I said, there's so many applications that we have, so many, that where do we start? Like, which ones do we start creating channels for? So they did recommend that we do one for Excel, one for Microsoft OneNote, for Power BI. There's a big request for Power BI at the moment. So this is what we started with. That doesn't mean that if, some of these applications, you can ask the questions in here, but if you don't see the application that you're working with, maybe there's going to be another support group, and you can create another channel. This is for everyone. We don't control it. This is for everyone. We just want to build and support everybody's usage on campus. We don't want all these applications to go unused. We want to maximize usage. So just like that, I mean, there's so many people who, like I said, are early adopters that love to poke around, and they hear about it. Oh, did you know that, they added this new feature in, Acrobat or in Zoom or, in Microsoft, and, just share your experience with it. Maybe, it went well, maybe it didn't. Every experience you have is an opportunity for us to learn from each other. So I was very hesitant about using the new feature, the breakout feature in Teams, just that like Zoom it has. They just added it and I hadn't used it. So I did a short activity. I practiced with some of my colleagues and we were able to complete a little activity for May the 4th to build, just camaraderie and, just I think it was part of some wellness initiative that was promoted. So we did that and it was very successful. I was really nervous doing it, but it went well. So, and I shared it with everyone and, just poke around with some of these new features. You'd be surprised what you can do. Another recommendation was to add a training calendar to the site. So I went ahead and did that at the top. And this is a place where I'm going to be adding some of the Microsoft trainings that are going to be available soon. We just have to coordinate. I want to let you know that we have partnered up, or Microsoft has built this support group of trainers that they are free for us. So if there is a training that you would like to bring to your department and you can get maybe 20, 30, 40 people together at a specific time, if it does, if our trainings, when we schedule them, don't meet your needs, you can go ahead and request that. So I just want to bring that up. In the meantime, what I do coordinate with them. I hear people asking me for different trainings. So those are the ones that I start bringing up. We've already had a couple of trainings with them. We started off with the Microsoft Teams 1.0, and that's just basics on how to work with Teams. You can click on this link and it'll take you to those recordings. And then we had a second one, which we brought up, your it built upon whatever you had learned before, and they gave you a little bit more information about the additional features, right? Before confusing you. And then now we're getting ready to those that are power users that want to use the power apps and the power automations that is, that can be used and leveraged in Teams, and Power BI to analyze some of the data. Those are the next trainings that we are going to have. We already requested them. They're just pending confirmation. They have to find the trainers for them. So, but I did get Power BI approved already. So for those of you who have been requesting and waiting, Power BI training level 1 is going to be available on June 2nd. And we have 2 sessions, one at 9 a.m. through 10 a.m. and one from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So I just want to let you know that these trainings and resources are available to us. I wanted to bring up also that in case you want to be Microsoft certified, you can get all the training for it for free. So I included that link here so that in case you're interested, you can get Microsoft certified. The training is free online. If you want it instructor-led, you'll have to pay probably some funds. And plus the testing is also, there's going to be a fee for that. But in order for you to learn what is needed to get certified, that is absolutely free to you. So just something to bring up for your personal development. We want to invite you to join us. Don't be asked about asking your questions. We're not all subject matter experts, but together we grow stronger together, and please join and invite others. I've included the link here. Are there any questions?
Irma, do you have the code for the Microsoft Teams for us to join in there, or how do we find you?
Yes, everything that this presentation is going to be, I'll be posting it here shortly in the chat, And these little blocks here, these are links. So you click on it, it'll take you to your Microsoft Teams and it'll open the location. So for those of you that want to search on it right now, you can go to Teams and just click UTRGV Tech Ambassadors and just join the group. It's open to everybody at the university.
And just to be clear also, the Tech Ambassador Group is a peer-to-peer support. And let's say like if my camera is not working, then that I can call 2020. But if I'm wanting to turn a Word document to a PDF and I just have no earthly idea how to do that, then we can go into this group and
And
ask
just
everybody.
and ask here. Yep.
Anybody
Yeah.
can just answer or and
Yes.
comment.
Yes, exactly. We, like I said, we have over 240 people now. The more people that join, there's going to be, that wealth of knowledge from everybody. We're just going to be able to build upon each other's knowledge. That's what we're hoping for. We're here for everybody, right?
That's right. And you touch base a little bit about the live trainings? You were you were telling us about it, that it is actually being conducted by Microsoft Techs.
Correct. Like I said, we have that connection with them and they're available to us. We can ask about Excel training. We can do level 1, level 2, level 3. We can, if your department is ready at some point and say you have, let's say a weekly meeting or monthly meeting, and you want to use that hour to train everyone on a specific Microsoft product, we can reach out to Microsoft and have an expert come and do those trainings with you.
Okay, I will.
Sounds good.
And for that, if you want to, please request it here. It'll take you to the support center, and you can request that form. So it could tracks it for me, so I can coordinate that for you.
Wonderful. See, Microsoft Teams is wonderful. I know it took me a while to break up with Skype. I have a couple of colleagues that I had to tell them, okay, no more Skype. We're gonna go transition together to Teams, but it is working out very well.
Yeah, one of my favorite features is the history conversations tracking, where if you need to go back and, oh, somebody shared this with me, you can go back to the conversation and look at the link or the file. It's just, there's just so many features. It's wonderful.
Are you able to show us the trainings that have already happened? The live?
Yes, the live trainings. Yes, so I've included the links here. There is the latest one that happened back in March was the Microsoft Teams 2.0. In case you missed it, you could go back and look at the recordings. There were several. We tried to group them, just for staff, because the purpose of some of these features, they're better fit if you introduce them just for staff, or staff may have specific questions just around their usage, and then students may use it differently, right? Like, the tools are there, everybody uses them in a different way, and so do faculty. So we try to group these trainings by those audiences. So if you're a student, I recommend doing this. You can send it, if you're a staff member or a faculty member and you have students, you can send them here and they can look at these trainings. We also included the link to the last training here that happened in January, and this was the first training that we had. So all the recordings are still here. They're available for 180 days. We're probably approaching that pretty soon here in about a month. So maybe after it's done, we'll probably have another one, or I can download these and add them to the group, and they will be available for you forever.
We have
We're
about 2
still
more
working
minutes.
on that. Okay, thank you.
Now, someone asked, Irma, they're interested in Microsoft projects. Are there also trainings for that?
For Microsoft project, I am aware that there are some trainings online. A lot of it, they have created the content, and in the past, we would try to, do the trainings and the recordings ourselves, but there was just so much to keep up. There's so many changes. Microsoft is in charge of updating their own videos, their own training videos. So they have a training center. Let me see if I can show that here. Microsoft. And they, here we go. I think it's here. Yes. So this site here, and we have a link to it. I can add it to this presentation. Any application that you would like to learn more about, they actually have the training there. Everything's available online.
Wonderful.
So yeah, there's
And-
Planner right there.
Wonderful. And is the Tech Ambassadors group, is that limited to faculty and staff, or are students able to join that as well?
We have, yeah, students are able to join as well. I know that we hire a lot of students and we
Mhm.
want them to do, they support us in whatever tasks that we do. So there's no reason why they can't join. It's available to everyone.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Irma, for opening our eyes and making us aware about this Tech Ambassadors group. I think it will help a lot of us, especially with just little troubleshooting question, and we just need that expert answer from our colleague. If you can, you are going to send that in the chat, and if you, they're
Yes.
asking for the links to the trainings and all of that. If you can provide that for us, that would be really helpful. Thank you again.
You got it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All right. So as we all know, the School of Medicine is a very important part of our campus community. So to tell us more about all the exciting things that are happening there, I am so pleased to have Ms. Sofia Hernandez, the Chief Operating Officer, join us this morning. Thank you so much for being here, Sofia.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to join you this morning. If you allow me, I will share my screen.
Ma'am, you should be able to. There you go.
Here we go. Just got to get rid of a few pop-ups here. Great, here we go. So again, it's my pleasure to serve as the Chief Operating Officer for the School of Medicine. I joined the school, I can't believe it's going to be about 4 years now, and just incredibly proud of the work that's being done by the School of Medicine. Part of what I want to share with you today is our work over these past years, especially this past year during the pandemic, what we've done in response to the community needs and what we're doing to build excellence at the School of Medicine right here in the Rio Grande Valley. One of the, as all of you probably have heard, one of the latest news is we are welcoming a new dean next month, Dr. Michael Hawker. He joins us from the Medical College of Augusta. Before that, he spent about 14 years at Duke. He's an emergency medicine physician. He is a Navy flight surgeon. Again, someone with extensive experience who has family ties here in the Valley. So very happy to welcome Dr. Hawker to the School of Medicine family, to the UTRGV family, and also to thank Dr. John Kraus for his leadership and for his dedication and service to the School of Medicine, especially in navigating this very difficult year of the COVID-19 pandemic. So that said, many of you probably know the history of the School of Medicine. You probably heard 70 years in the making. I think there's been incredible community champions that have pushed forward the School of Medicine. It's hard to believe that we admitted our first class in 2016 and are now looking at our 5th year of educating future physician scientists. So exciting that we recently graduated our 2nd class of 51 students, and excited that they were 98% of them matched in residency programs across the country. in very prestigious programs. You have, one of our students placed at UMass General, which is affiliated with Harvard Medical School. And we have our student regent, Patrick Ojeda. We're now Dr. Ojeda, right? He will be doing his residency at UT Southwestern. So again, very happy about our students, their placements, their next steps in their careers as physicians. And I think it's a tribute to, one, the talent we have in the community, also the dedication of our faculty and the vision and commitment that Dr. Bailey and the entire institution has for advancing the School of Medicine. So one of our pride points is the diversity of our school. I firmly believe that we're one of the most diverse schools in the country. As you can see from this slide, our enrollment today is about 220. That's full enrollment across all 4 years. We are fairly evenly split male, female, which is exciting. We're seeing so many more women now enter medicine as a profession. And when you look at the composition of our class, having 42% or over 40% Hispanic is definitely something to be proud of, considering that when you look nationally, only about 6% of Latinos enroll in medicine. So happy to see that number. Also, a large number of Black students also enrolling at our school. And so when you look at the numbers for underrepresented in medicine, which are Hispanic, Blacks, and women, we're at about 56 to 60%. So I think, again, staying true to the mission of the School of Medicine to train a very diverse student body to be that next generation of physicians. And I want to say another important point, and I guess I'll cover it here, is we admit about 55 students a year. Until we get full accreditation, at that point, we'll be able to double in enrollment. If you can think about that, right? We'll be training about 100 plus physicians per year. And that's, I think certainly something we're looking forward to and building towards. 35% of our enrollment today comes from right here from the Valley. And so we, as Betty Monfort, who leads admissions, the admissions process or cycle, will say, we have about 7,500 applicants each year. And, the admissions committee has that very difficult task of going through that and interviewing over 500 applicants and then making the tough decision to admit, about 55 students, right? The talent is incredible. It's great to see that great number come from the Valley. Very competitive students. Obviously, our admissions committee looks at not only how they performed on the NCAT, their science GPAs, but really their journey into and their passion for going into medicine. And we're looking at growing that number steadily, the number of students that come from the Valley to about 50%. Many of them, majority of them come through UTRGV. Some of them have gone to other institutions for undergrad and come back to do medicine here. Ultimately, our vision is to make sure, like, not only do you get your undergrad here at UTRGV, you get your medicine degree here. And we've done a lot of work to build the residency programs as well, so that our medical students, when they're graduating, they have an opportunity to place here at some of our partner hospitals and complete their physician training there and then stay in practice here in the community. So again, I think it's just incredible to be able to provide these educational opportunities for our students, for our families right here in the Rio Grande Valley. Part of what allows us to kind of build what we call the pipeline into medicine is having these partnerships in the community, having programs that expose students at a young age about the pathways into medicine. So we have a number of those. I think one of the newer ones is our Vaqueros MD initiative that we started 2 years ago. That allows us to recruit the top talent from many of our South Texas high schools and lock in that talent so that they get admitted into Vaqueros. And we admit about 5 or 6 a year now. They get admitted into the Honors College. And then from the Honors College, if they can maintain eligibility for medical school, they will then have an assured seat in the School of Medicine. And as I just shared with you, right, 7,500 applicants per year. I think a lot of our students and families are excited to have an opportunity to lock in a seat earlier on. Many of you have a lot of relationships out in the community. Just continue to alert folks that we do have opportunities for students to engage in medicine early on. I think another pride point for us is keeping it affordable. We have the second lowest tuition, I believe, in the country, and certainly in Texas when it comes to medicine. So we have a team that's dedicated to working with our students to ensure that their financial needs are met. So I think, again, this is something that's really important. When you think of student debt and you think about how expensive it is to train to be a physician, and how long it takes to how long that journey is, keeping it affordable is important. Another thing, as I've shared with you, once they complete their 4 years of medical school, they compete for a position to, for a number of, in a number of hospitals across the country for residency training. And their training is anywhere from 3 to 7 years, depending on whether they want to be family medicine, primary care, internal medicine physicians, or they want to be surgeons. Those are longer trainings. We have a number of those programs here in the community with about 5 hospitals that we've partnered with. So we have all across the Rio Grande Valley. So we have over 17 residency training programs and over 200 residents training here in the community. Now, again, those residents are either students that have already graduated from our school, or they're students from other places, they've trained in other schools across the country that are now training here in the Rio Grande Valley. And the great thing about that is that we know that 83% or more of those residents will stay in Texas once they finish their training to either practice medicine, to teach, to conduct research. So that's exciting, and Texas, knows that and is investing heavily in that. And then a large number, over half of them, will stay here in the Valley, right? They have a commitment for the underserved, commitment for the community. They maybe perhaps get married while they're in residency training, and so establish those roots here. And we love seeing then those individuals then become member of our healthcare community here in the Valley. We're continuing to build those programs. We're adding more fellowships and specific trainings to go beyond just the primary care and general surgery components of training, to include pediatrics. That's one that we're looking at, emergency medicine, we just got accredited for neurology. We have a number of these programs that I think are important, because part of our mission and purpose is not only to meet the physician workforce needs of the community, but do so in the specialties. That's where we tend to have a big gap, right? And so I think, again, that's important. Again, when you think of the School of Medicine, we do have a 3-part mission. Not only are we training future physicians, we're also delivering quality care across the community. So many of you have seen our UT Health brand. We have now 30 clinical sites across the valley, from La Victoria to Laguna Vista. And so I would say 100 miles worth of care, right? Or care points. And that's really important. Many of you know that access to care, especially quality care, is a challenge in our growing community of 1.5 million residents. So, incredibly pleased with the work that's being done through UT Health, which is the clinical arm of the medical school. We have over 120 physicians, practicing throughout these sites in both primary and specialty care, and just bringing, again, that high level of care. These are board certified physicians. Many of you probably have been seen already by one of them. Again, we do have a site, uthealthrgv.org, where you can find a physician, find a location. Happy to continue to expand our clinical footprint for caring for the residents and families of the Valley. We have 3 area health education clinics. These are located in rural sites in Hidalgo, Cameron, and Star. These are access points for uninsured, for self-pay patients. They're very affordable. You know, obviously patients make an appointment, they pay a small copay, $10, they go in, they get seen. And so this is funded through a federal grant. So again, part of our mission is, you know, serving the underserved. We do have plans to, again, expand our clinical footprint. As many of you have seen, we have now opened up locations inside 2 HEB stores in Brownsville and in Mission, where we didn't have a presence before. So walk-ins welcome. Many of you, if you're out shopping, you will see our brand now at these sites. Stop in, get a wellness check, get your needs met. And again, one of the things you'll find is our commitment to quality care, to a great patient experience. Obviously, like I said, walk-ins welcome. And then again, you know, reducing the time that patients wait to be seen is really important to our clinical team. So again, encourage all of you to share the word about our clinical footprint. Moving on, the third part of our mission is to advance research that's important to our community. Many of you know diabetes is one of the biggest public health threats in our region. So one of our largest teams, many of you are familiar with, is our South Texas Diabetes and Obesity team, with over 25 physician scientists working on the genomics of diabetes. They have the largest, they run the largest computational system of where they track, you know, they track all this data related to the genomics of diabetes. Just a phenomenal team led by Dr. Sarah Williams-Blanjero, and they continue to do work. Obviously, they have a presence in Brownsville, a presence in McAllen, and great work that's being done there. It's multidisciplinary. You know, again, building off of that, the two other research programs in our portfolio that we're growing is neuroscience, with the recruitment of Dr. Saloom. He does addiction studies, and again, building a neuroscience institute, looking at healthy brain behaviors, looking at, you know, neurology, looking at these different components. You know, he's doing great work there, and that you'll see that expand as we will open a location in the fall in Harlingen to house the research that he's doing, as well as clinical neurology. We'll also have residents located there. So very exciting. You'll see that facility. And if you have a chance to visit the campus that we have in Harlingen, you know, come by and look at that location before the end of the year. I think you'd be very impressed with the quality of work being done. The third area of research for us is around cancer immunology, immunotherapies. Many of you, if you've met Dr. Shauhan, you know, the team that was recruited out of Tennessee, just incredible scientists that are doing work there at our biomedical research facility in McAllen. So again, looking into the future, I think we'll continue to expand these 3 research programs and then add new ones as the School of Medicine continues to grow in the future. Now, you know, a lot of what we get asked about is the impact of the medical school in the community. And so we've had a number of studies done to look at that. A most recent study from last year showed a $13 billion economic impact to the healthcare and bioscience sector here in the community, direct and indirect. Again, hiring the physician scientists, building that infrastructure, the clinical enterprise, bringing in the faculty, you know, all of these things have had a positive impact in the community, and will continue to do that going forward. Many of you have heard of San Antonio and the bioscience sector that's been built there. You know, that is a huge enterprise that adds so many jobs into that market. I think we expect to, you know, to kind of mimic that at a more rapid pace here in the community. Keep in mind, we have 3 million people south of San Antonio. And so, you know, very humbled and privileged to be able to serve that large population. We are now, you know, responsible for 3 out of 10 jobs in the healthcare and bioscience sector, and looking. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So again, looking forward to continuing to increase that economic footprint in the years to come. I think the other thing, obviously we had an impact during the COVID pandemic, but I want to, I know that we're pressed a little bit maybe for time, but I want to make sure that I talk a little bit about what our impact has been. And I think all of you will be proud in the work that's been done. Clearly, we have led testing in the Rio Grande Valley, thanks to the efforts of UT Health RGV and the incredible team, the lab team by Dr. Thomas, and then the incredible work that Linda Nelson and the entire healthcare team has done, not only to lead testing, but we quickly transitioned from testing to the vaccine. And I think the monitor, the editorial board, I put a little clip there, I don't know if you can read it, but they quickly acknowledged that the School of Medicine is serving its mission, its purpose, why it was created. And we certainly appreciated that shout out from the monitor. In terms of numbers, just so to give you a sense, we've tested over 100,000 individuals since the start of the pandemic through a number of sites that we had across the valley. We were engaged in contact tracing. We partnered with the state to have a team in place to help the state and local governments with contact tracers. And we've now administered over 75,000 vaccines across the valley. And that number is continuing now as they've expanded the eligibility population to include the 12 years and older. And again, another thing that's been important for us is to, at the same time that we're dealing with testing and vaccines, is to ensure the continuity of care. And we've been able to do that through telemedicine. And I have here 8,500, telemedicine visits, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot larger than that. So again, I think you would be proud of the response that's been led by UTRGV School of Medicine in terms of the pandemic. And none of this is possible without the faculty, the staff, the university supporting the school 100%. And again, a big thank you to our entire healthcare team. They have been going full speed, for a while now. And honestly, I don't know how Linda and others and our physicians find the energy. It's a big sacrifice for them, as you can appreciate, as well as their families, to be able to do this. And they do it because they believe in the mission and the purpose for our School of Medicine. So again, happy to be able to present this information to you. Happy to take questions if you have any.
We have about 5 minutes of questions or answers, and then we'll proceed to our committee reports.
Do we have any questions? Well, at this point, I want to congratulate the UT Health RGV as recipient of the Team Excellence Award winner. As you can tell, it is well-deserved, along with our Center for Online Learning, Teaching, and Technology. So, well, Ms. Sophia, I know you are such a busy lady. And so thank you so much for catering this time to us to give us just a glimpse of what's going on there at the School of Medicine. I want to give a shout out to our staff senator, Armando, who actually I came to him and I'm like, what are you all doing there? I know you guys do a lot of stuff, but can you bring somebody? And he suggested you. We all know that you all do amazing work and you continue to do so. And we are just so proud and excited for the future and to have all these talents right here in the Rio Grande Valley. Thank you again so much, Ms. Sophia.
Well, thank you for the invitation, kind invitation, and all of you for what you do as well for the institution and to support the School of Medicine as we move forward in this incredible journey together.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We're gonna go ahead now and move on with our committee reports. First up, our Communications Committee. Millie?
Good morning, colleagues. Well, first of all, to start off with our updates for the Communications Committee, we will be covering the Staff Senate Spotlight. Congratulations to our Staff Senator, Maria Juarez Serra, representative of the Governmental and Community Relations Division, and Veronica Verral, representative of the Health Affairs Division, as they are being featured in the Staff Senate Spotlight on this month of May. We also would like to invite you to follow us on our Staff Senate Spotlight media platforms for the Meme Mondays and Staff Senate Spotlight postings. We also hosted our second virtual Meet Your Staff Senators event on April the 28th. We would like to thank all the staff who attended, as well as the Staff Senators Communications Committee who coordinated this, and IT, Mr. James Espinosa's team. This event would not have been possible without your support. A big congratulations to the Division of Research, Graduate Studies, and New Program Development, who had the most attendees at this event. Employees who won prizes will be notified via email. Now, to finalize our updates, we will now play a video that was created by the Communications Committee titled "We Are Staff Senate." Thank you.
We are a family of vaqueros elected to represent you.
We are the eyes and ears of our campus community.
We are here to be the voice when concerns arise or compliments need praise.
I am one of many hearts who cares about my peers, colleagues, and our students' future and well-being.
We're not just the gears that make things happen at our exceptional campus.
We are part of you.
We are you.
We are Staff Senate.
We are Staff Senate.
We
are Staff
Senate.
Thank you very much, Ms. Millie. And thank you once again to the Communications Committee for putting on the Meet Your Staff Senators event, as well as providing some swags to those that attended. Moving on, I'd like to call on Ms. Caitlin for the Elections and Constitution Committee.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. For Elections and Constitution Committee, our main project right now is moving forward with receiving the lists that we need to distribute the proposed constitutional amendments to you for voting. And following that, we will be launching right into our election season. So stay tuned for more.
Thank you. Elections around the corner already. All right. Thank you, Caitlin. And now I would like to have Ms. Karen Dorado, our chair for the Feedback Committee.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everybody. The Feedback Committee would like to encourage you to use the Staff Senate feedback form to share your feedback or ideas regarding UTRGV resources, processes, and initiatives that promote staff employee success in the workplace. The Feedback Committee will review the feedback and then follow up to identify the best course of action for how to address that feedback. We want to thank those who have shared your feedback using the feedback form or by contacting one of our staff senators. We have been able to partner with several of you to address your inquiries. So thank you for making use of the form. And then we also have some feedback submissions that are still being reviewed. So more information to come on those soon. And I can see that Ms. Yadira has shared the form on the chat box. It can also be found by going to utrgv.edu/staff-senate and clicking on feedback comments on the menu bar. Again, we invite you to submit your feedback using the form or reaching out to one of your staff senators. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Next, Ms. Claudia Dole Morrison, our chair for Staff Success Committee. I think you're muted. I can't see you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you are.
Thank you. Thank you, Noeli, for the introduction. Buenos días a todos. Good morning, everybody. I just want to provide a quick update about what our committee is doing for the staff success. Our committee is meeting every month to discuss how we can engage in activities that promote employee appreciation, awareness for professional and development opportunities. We're finding opportunities to collaborate with different departments and campus to promote what we have in place. help employees to be aware of these resources. One example is the collaborations that we are having with IT in regards to the Ambassador Tech Group. We find this opportunity with Ms. Irma Hermida. We're very thankful for her assistance and for willingness to work with our committee and to accept our suggestions on how can we make this group growing and providing the opportunities that our staff needs. So we know that this is going to be very helpful for all of us. It's going to be an opportunity for learning, for share our experiences, to be part of this amazing group that we are sure is going to grow. So we invite you to be part of it by asking questions, by being some of the experts, sharing your knowledge, and we know that it is going to be very helpful. We know our university has endless of opportunities and resources to grow professional, to prepare ourselves for our careers and to gain and improve our knowledge, making an impact for or whatever we do for our university. So we would like us to, if you would like to for us to work in areas that you are interested on, please send your suggestions, your comments to our staff Senate email, so we can be willing to work with you for things that you are interested for us to take as project. So remember that we're here for you, we're working for you, and then we wanna find any opportunities for our staff success. I appreciate your attention, and also I appreciate the time for the meeting. I appreciate my committee members for always being there supporting, and we know that we are all very busy, but we take sometimes to work in this commitment that we have for you. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you, Staff Senator Claudia Dole Morrison. So now we will move on to the public comments section. So it's now open to the floor for anyone. It could be in the chat area or verbally here on Zoom.
Well, I'll go first since everybody seems to be shy. I just want to take this opportunity to recognize a few of our, 3 of our staff senators that had graduated and walked during commencement. We've got Rebecca. I don't know what degree you have this time, Rebecca, but I know you're doing like a chart, but congratulations. We've got Nayeli Garcia, who's our staff senator from Division of Finance and Administration, and Miss Kelly Quinn from Division of Institutional Advancement. I also want to acknowledge all our coworkers that work commencement. I know it was a lot of fun. The weather was exciting as well, but you all did it. We've been following the social media and we saw all the pomp and circumstance. Definitely much better than where we were last year around this time. Thank you all to everybody that worked commencement this year in making it happen.
Yes, congratulations, ladies. And Rebecca, that cap. So.
I didn't make it. One of my team members, Claudette, did.
Also, as I've mentioned that, this year we are looking much better. We're in a better state than where we were last year. And so with that, I know some of us have been returning to campus or going to return. There are some roundtable discussions that are happening to help us prepare and address all the concerns across campus. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen because I know I have that here on the slide. There it is. There's one actually after this meeting. If you wanna, there it is. If you wanna join in at 11 o'clock, it's a roundtable discussion, and basically you just kind of exchange ideas and voice out the concerns, and HR has done an amazing job of bringing in subject matter experts to address your concern and give you that guidance that you need as we get to prepare to see each other again in person. All right. Anything else?
I did wanted to include, thank you. I wanted to piggyback on what you just mentioned. I wanted to thank those that organized everything for commencement and that provided everything. Thank you, Karen, also Dylan, and also Nicole, and everybody in their team. So thank you so much for that. It made it really easy for us to just show up and do our job. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for being a great partner, Maria.
Anything else? Okay, I think I had seen Masi is here. Masi is my go-to when it comes to the student union. Do you think you can tell us what we can expect in the student union, Miss Masi, as we prepare to return some of our workforce on campus?
No, we're just working on a lot of projects. I know I reached out. I don't know if you guys saw my email. We would love to present later this summer as far as the updates that we've done to both of the campuses, new furniture, just some of the stuff that's coming in. If you guys have not visited, we are excited to have not just our students, but you guys back on campus, whether it's this summer or this spring.
Wonderful.
Or not spring. No, I missed the
Summer,
fall. Yes, we're in the spring now. You're welcome now. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So if you guys need to use the facilities, if you need a meeting rooms, we have meeting rooms at both of the campuses. We're updating all of the AV. So all of our rooms will soon be ITV, or will be virtually ready for you guys to host your meetings and events. So like I said, we do want to present in the near future, but if not, for sure, you can visit now, as well as, like I said, the summer if you're returning in the next couple of months, and for sure in the fall.
All right. Thank you so much, Masi. Pretty exciting. I know everybody's excited to see each other, and we are going to continue to prepare for that in a safe manner. Anybody else have anything else to share? Okay, well, colleagues, this morning we have presented to you a lot of resources that are available to us, that is here. Please take advantage of all of them. Take the opportunity to either collaborate or work with them and use what they have to offer. If there's any other questions or concern, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Any second?
I second.
Okay.
Thank you. Any debate or discussion? Debate or discussion? Any
We
debate?
do have a raised hand, Ashley Mercado. Did you?
Either Ashley is,
She might be
oh,
giving.
that was to second. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We will see you in 3 weeks for our June meeting. Staff senators, I will see you tomorrow morning for our closed session. Ms. Yadira, can you go ahead and adjourn our meeting, please?
Yes. The meeting has been adjourned at 10:36 a.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good day, be
Thank you.
Thank you once again, everyone, for coming.
You dear. Have a good day.
Yeah, I'm actually going through the chat, like what did I miss?
Yes.
Does that go in the recording, Becca, with the one that you sent? I haven't really looked. No, right?
What?
The chat?
I can access them. If I go back in, but it doesn't get tied with the recording.
Right.
It's still recording right now.
Have to download it, right? The script.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of like, what's happening? All righty. Ladies, thank you for your help. Have a wonderful day.
You do.
All right.
Bye.